So cases with wood are all in vogue at the minute, and if you can't beat them, join them. Introducing the APNX V1. Hello and welcome back to Dumb Down Tech, and today, yes, we're having a look at the APNX V1 mid-tower dual chamber case. And to start with, when you get it, there's quite a few warnings on here about removing some screws. They put these screws in so your panels don't fall off during transport, as it is a toolless case. So we'll get into that in 1 minute, but to start with, as I said, it is a mid-tower case. And it measures 290mm wide by 460 high by 480 deep. So it's not the largest case out there, but it's certainly not small. Now, to start with, the one bit of the case which is tallest is this top panel. So all you do is there's a little handle at the back, just give that a yank and away it comes. I apologise about the case being a bit wobbly. My table is struggling with the weight of it. So when you take this top bit off, you'll see there is a built-in dust filter. This cannot be removed, and there's very little flex in that at all. So we'll move that off to one side, grab a screwdriver so that we can take this glass panel off. And what I'll do, if I just lean this over, you'll see you've got a screw there to remove this bit of glass and screw up here for this side panel. Also then for the front glass, there's a screw. Once this bit comes off, I'll show you, there's a couple more screws. And so they just do this so that during transport, if the box does take a bit of a jolt, hopefully you won't suffer so much damage. So with that off, literally just a little push. Quite difficult from this bit, there we go. Now, unlike some cases, this doesn't have a stay to stop the glass falling. Would be nice if there was, but there we go, we'll just lift that away. The glass does have a very subtle tint to it, not overly ridiculous, and you'll see when you push in, it's just poppers. So what we'll do, I'll do the same to this back panel, because let's get this kind of opened up and we can run through some of the internal features of this case. So again, just pop it off. Now you will see, again, dust filter, this one on the side, it's just magnetic, and a couple of little stays. Oh, I'll mess about with that in a bit. Let's put that off to one side. Right, now then, so to get the, let's turn this around. So, to get this front bit of glass off, 2 screws again. So, one here. I really need a bigger studio. There's absolutely no space in here to do these larger cases, but I thought I'd run you through this because again, this is another part that's going towards my redo of my home rig. Right, now unlike the other parts, this doesn't just pop off. This one actually slides like so, and a little bit more fiddly, but again comes away. So again, put that somewhere safe. You don't want anything happening to your glass. And another panel to remove is the wood panel. So this one's a walnut. This case does come in various colour combinations. I mean, you've got all black with a black grille, and then you've got all white, white grille, black and white combo, and then you've got 2 different woods, a walnut and a ash. And apparently it's solid wood and then treated or like possibly lacquered or something. Again, this just, yeah man, off you come. Comes away. And again, we have another dust filter which is removable, which is nice to see, very easy, and actually is very, very nice. Now, this case As you see, came with two fans, two 140s, and I can't really grumble with the price. This case came in at £125 or around 165 US dollars. Right, so starting at the back here, you'll see we've got our drive bays. Oh, more screws. Okay, let's do that. Now, I've gone with this case because I'm currently running Lianli 011 Razor Edition, which unfortunately the lighting has started to fail. I'm not going to rant about that today. Otherwise Chris will tell me off because I'm constantly ranting about that and other bits at the minute. So again, with those screws removed, just pull and opens up and you'll see magnetic. So any excuse for me to get something with magnets and I'm in. Right, and that just lifts off. According to the spec, this will take two 3.5s or up to six 2.5s or a combination of two 2.5s and two 3.5s. And I will say, I mean, wow, that's solid. All right, let's not drop that on my foot as I'll definitely know about that one. Right, so let's start round the back, and again, lots of cables, lots of room for cable management, which I love to see because I am so OCD on that. And this is the first time I've actually opened this up, and I'm actually really pleased to see this, that all the cables are flat, which will make cable managing so much easier. Right, so again, that's for the two fans. We have HD audio, dreaded USB 3, the 3.2. I'll go over the I/O in a minute. And nice to see, integrated front panel connector with a LED switch. So let's tilt that a bit so you can see. So yes, we do have power. Actually feels all right. I'm presuming that will be the LED switch, two USB 3.2As and a 3.2C. Apart from that, not much else going on there. So no, good to see that's somebody's actually thought about the cables. So let's try and get them back in so they don't flop about all over the place and annoy the hell out of me. Yeah, that'll do. So yes, big channels, rubber grommets, lots of openings, and your power supply goes here. That will take up to a 220mm ATX power supply, which is not a problem. With where it is, and obviously the cable's going to be coming out here, you can get these edge ones. I have been ranting about the Lianli for a while, but they do a power supply called the Edge, which then has the power connectors then coming out that way. To be honest, for this kind of case, that power supply would make sense. Now, if I take some more screws out this top, because we have the top rail, it's always nice to see, there you go, it's tallest design. I mean, you have 100 million screws to take apart. But now I do understand that the rails have to be screwed in. Otherwise you're going to get rattles and everything falling out everywhere. Because if I take this out and then we'll quickly run through fans and everything else that this case can take. There's a few features in this that drew me to it. One, the shape. I know it's a bit of a rip-off on the NZXT flows, but you know, this could take a few, add a few other bits that I like. So, taking out the top, we can now see that this will take up to 3 120mm fans or 2 140s, but also mount your radiators on. So again, if I put that to one side as well, spin this around to this, you'll see we've got a thumb screw down here, which it's captive. Oh, that's for something else. Or is it? Right, yeah. There's some other screws in here holding it in, but seeing the fan's already installed there, I won't take this out. But like the top, this whole panel can come out so you can mount radiator and your fans on. Unlike the top, this panel is a little bit different. Again, it'll take 3 120 fans, 2 140s, or up to 2 160s, which is nice to have the option. Again, spin that round, so now we're having a good look like that. And I don't know, they do like their thumb screws. So let's see, well, this one, that one's not captive. And there we go. So again, another bit comes out. And again, like the top, we're good for 3 120s or 2 140s. And at the back, we're good for a 120. Right, lots of metal. Right, now we can see on the inside, we have, oh, hang on, so we have a side removable dust filter. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all. I do prefer ones that come out the front, but anything's better than the ones that come out the back. Right, now we've got access to the internals, and one of the slight problems when obviously you take everything away, and obviously now a lot of cases don't have this support. Yeah, there is quite a bit of flex. So when you're building, you've got to be a little bit careful here, otherwise you could put things out of shape. Right, so I've been over the fan support for radiators, up to a 360 at the top, up to a 360 at the front stroke side, and up to a 360 at the bottom. This brings to one of the features that I do like about this case. We've got some standoffs. At the minute, the standoffs are in the lower position. You can move them to a higher position, which will either give you more space at the bottom or more space at the top, depending which way you want to go. And I'll put up a couple of images from the manufacturer website to show what kind of clearances you'll get, depending on the position of the motherboard. Because then the other nice little bit they've done at the back, depending on where you put your motherboard, undo that, as it says, right, and that comes away. And there's another spot down here, so that would be for if your motherboard is in the higher position, and then that would be for when your motherboard is in the lower position. Again, let's take that away. I tell you what, this case is slowly getting lighter. Right, so turn it around, so back to the inside. As I say, I need a bigger studio, and I'm not as thin as I used to be, as Chris will happily tell you. So it won't take back connect motherboards, bit of a shame, but again, where you've got the height adjustable might make it a bit awkward. Obviously lots of areas for your cables to go, and getting nice, decent size, which is nice to see. And then we've got this, which is a GPU bracket. So, and again, depending on your GPU, there's lots of configurations, and it's fully height adjustable, angle adjustable. So again, that's nice to see as GPUs are getting ridiculous. Right, let me grab my spec sheet because I can't remember all these numbers. So if you go for a CPU air cooler, you will have up to 170 millimeters there. With your GPU clearance, you'll have up to 395, depending if you put a radiator here. That will encroach a bit. I mean, you can't go to full length. As said, you can take up to an ATX PSU of 220. We've covered the drive supports, and yes, it will even do a vertical GPU, but that unfortunately is an optional extra, so don't know the pricing on that. So you would be able to do vertical GPU with a Gen 5 riser, but disappointing to see on a case over £100 that's not included, but a Gen 5 riser, it's not cheap. So motherboard support is ATX, M-ATX and ITX. No eATX support here. I will say, if I lay this down, nice sturdy feet. It's probably the only bit that's really plastic in here, but then we've got some nice rubber bits. Again, it all seems to have been screwed together quite nicely. Is there any bits of this so far that I don't like? I don't like that with the top panel you can't remove the dust filter, because I'm probably going to be exhausting through that, so that's going to add some resistance. Got lots of open mesh for more airflow. Depending on how you have your fans, that could pull in quite a bit of dust though. No, there's not too much I don't like about it. Would be nice maybe, like with the channels, you get some others with full rubber grommets. Once it's built, you know, it'll close all that off. But to be honest, I'm nitpicking here. I can't say how easy it is to build in this at the moment, because I haven't built in it. As you just seen, it's the first time I've actually taken it apart. But I will throw comment in once I have built in it, or actually there may even be a video coming up from comparison between the old rig and the new rig. So apart from that, there wasn't too much in the box. Little accessory kit, and that's just holding some extra screws, thumbnails, more screws, tie backs, looks like cable clips. So quite sparse really on that one, but £125 for a dual chamber case with wood. I don't think it's actually too bad. I do like, as I said, you can raise or lower the motherboard. The idea of that is for push-pull at the top, or if you're running fat radiators. Now, I'll put a link in the description below, because the rad that is going in here is the Thermalright Stream Vision 360. And I have said I don't know if I'm doing push-pull on that. Depends on clearances, so we'll see how that works out when I do the build in this. Again, more cutouts at the top. The cabling, the built-in fans, they look of good quality. No RGB, but they do look reasonable. I'm not sure of the spec of these ones, as to be honest, I didn't even know they were coming with the case. It wasn't listed in the spec when I purchased this, so that's actually a nice surprise. Apart from that, there's not much to be said, apart from, Chris, I've got wood now as well. And on that rather disturbing note, we'll leave it there, and I really hope you like and subscribe for more content.